What's up, guys? We're doing something a little bit different today. We're looking at the DPP finals on Pokemon Perfects of 2024. I did a bit of research and I watched the replay, so I should be able to tell you a little bit about it. We're seeing Heatran here, and it's got quite decent stats, about 600, on top of a Fire and Steel um, typing, which it's very weak to Earth, but like I haven't seen much Earth so far here, and it's always nice to have the Steel typing, of course. We're seeing some mons that we know as well. There's Jirachi here. We're seeing Zapdos. They're all still good. Something I noticed: there's no Swampards. There's not going to be any Blissey. I'm not sure why. Um, there's also Gliscor. It's got decent stats, like 500-ish, but it is ground and it is flying. So it's a flying type that isn't going to that's immune to thunder. So that's extremely nice. Um, there. As for the game, we just saw an explode, and with that, it is in the favor of Noname. He's playing against Christos, who is a mod on Pokemon Perfect. Does almost all the tournaments over there. And we're seeing here Quagsire instead of Swampert, so it's like that's like unthinkable in Gen 3. I don't know why it's that way in Gen 4. But I suppose it's nice to have Encore. And we're seeing, of course, Stealth Rock, which in a lot of cases it's better than Spikes, just because it also hits the flying types. It does a little bit more damage than one layer of Spikes. With the crits in the game, it's 2 for 2 again. But Jirachi's quite low on the side of Noname, so there could technically be a sweep. Quagsire is also toxic. It looks like two kind of like mixed offense, like a little bit of spikes, or I suppose hazards on the side of Noname. But for the most part, they are just swinging. We've seen a couple of crits. Right here we see a freeze. So I suppose that makes it a little bit simpler than Gen 3. Like there's I don't feel like there's not like extreme mind games going on, at least not that I can see from my perspective. Everything seems to do quite a bit of damage. We're seeing Roost here, that's new. So technically it could be hit by Earthquake now, but you have to wonder if Titor is going to click that. And it doesn't, it's just a crunch into Gengar. Possibly Christos didn't really mind losing the frozen Gengar. And there's the Flygon, just clicking U-turn. It's clicked 4 times now. It's a nice pivot. Pivot move. It has it's kind of like a baton pass. And if I were to say what's decided the game, like I've seen quite a bit of crits, but I feel like they all came from Christos. But when you see these damages, like 62%, like I don't know if that's like inherent to Gen 4, but everything just seems to do a little bit more damage. It's just a little bit less switching. But as for the game, it looks more than over. Here comes Flygon, and it's gone. So I say let's just go on to the next game, because I feel like there wasn't too much to analyze there. So the next game is a little bit more slower, a little bit more strategical, I think. We're seeing here Nidoqueen, whose stats are like 500-ish, like decent HP, decent attack, but the reasons here is of course because of the toxic spikes, which will poison, has a chance to poison anyone that comes in, and if there's two, it has a chance to toxic anything that comes in. There's just some stealth rocks on the other side, set by Tyranitar. In Gen 3, it's hard to imagine Tyranitar as a spike setter, but there's just so many more offensive threats here that you really don't need T-Tar like as your breaker. You really just need him for sand and rocks. Like this T-Tar has taunts, like taunt and stealth rocks. It's definitely not here to break. It's definitely more of a utility mon. We're seeing Bronzong here. It is steel, of course. That's really nice. It's got really nice defensive stats, high special defense, high actual defense, and so in that way it is just a little bit more. You're seeing it do stealth rock here, so it's a little bit more utility. You also see Milotic, so we are just seeing a hazard stack stall here from Noname. And throughout the game, you're going to see the hazards wearing out Christos' team. Milotic is always going to be good as a mixed wall. Marvel skill is always going to be good. You still see it in later gens, I believe. But seeing as it's a bit of a solid game, there's not too much happening, so I'm going to start skipping a couple of turns. We see Latias here, which is legal. It would be very good in Gen 3 as well, but it's just not legal. But it is here. It has access to Draco Meteor Trick, so very strong moves. We see Clefable here. I haven't figured out yet what it does, really. Like, it doesn't do too much in this game either. And here Machamp was famous in Gen 4 for being a little bit broken. But I don't think it does what it's famous for here. Like, it's just bulk up, payback. Maybe it tries to get guts on the poison spikes. But slowly but surely, you're seeing Christos' team like being worn down by the spikes. Like T-Tar is already gone. Jirachi and Heatran are fine, but Machamp is almost gone. Didn't get too much done. And the rest of the monsters are just slowly taking damage from the hazards. You'll see the steel types do it the best. Just because they can't get toxics, and they're still healing all the hazard damage. But it is getting slow again, so I'm going to start skipping a little bit. Gyarados is just double edging into Melodic. It's going to keep doing this. I'm not sure why it doesn't achieve too much. And you see Melodic here as Haze, so that removes the Dragon Dance. So that's why it's not just Dragon Dancing up more and just double edging, hoping for a crit. But you can see it's a bit of a desperation play, and doesn't really work, especially not with the Marvel skill. Clefable here is just wishing up, so I assume it's just a it's just like a Blissey stand-in, but I don't see why Blissey wouldn't be better here, but especially since it has higher stats, but I don't know. And from here it just slowly ends, like almost all of Chris's team is gone, just eaten up by all the hazards. and he received Magnezone, which I think it was like high 500s stats, and it is steel, of course. Um, I think it has high special attack and high like reasonable defense and special defense, but it's slow. So definitely not a bad mon to have in your team. Um, and that's it. Noname says Jirachi tax. Maybe that's just the price you pay for being Jirachi. um, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy also the videos that aren't directly Gen 3. At some point I am going to run out of Gen 3 replays, so I'm trying to branch out a little bit to stuff that's around it as well. And I hope you guys can enjoy it as well. If you haven't seen, if you're not familiar with Gen 4 already. So yeah.